Welcome, this is the Miami Spill.
Powered by ACT.
Today we're going to talk about video games. Hi, I'm Val Simon, and again today we have Rob Morrison here as a guest speaker. We're going to talk about video games today. Both Rob and I are big gamers. We're going to do a little timeline thing. I hope you guys enjoy it. So Rob, what was the first video game you ever played?
That's a very good question. I think the first was this little toy I had. It was battery powered. It looked like Pac Man. It was like yellow, and it had like 4 buttons on it, and you could play a bad scaled down version of Pac Man.
Like with like a joystick?
No, it had like buttons, and I took this thing everywhere with me, and I believe that I had that before we got our Nintendo in the house. I didn't have an Atari, but a friend had an Atari, so I used to play Atari with him occasionally. So yeah, that was that far back. And we're talking like 80s here.
Yeah, we're from
80s,
different generations.
90s.
I'm from 88. I don't know if he wants to disclose.
No, this was the 80s. Yeah, I'm not saying.
But I'm from 88. I remember my favorite game was the Duck Hunt. Remember with the orange gun? That was awesome. And then Zelda, the golden. You remember the golden one? They had to like on the disc.
Of course,
in
yeah.
order
You had to blow the dust
work.
off, and jiggle it, if it wouldn't work.
It was Duck Hunt, the Mario, of course, Mario Brothers, and
Mario,
Zelda.
Yeah.
Those were my top 3 games for sure.
Well, the thing is, for me, I was never as into console gaming as I was into PC gaming. So I got, my first computer I got at age 8. It was a Commodore 64.
Oh, nice. Mine was an Acer Facile. I think I mentioned in another episode.
Well, this thing had, I had a disk drive. It was probably about this big. And it took 5 1/4-inch discs, which were floppy. And there's people out there who have no idea what
floppy
I'm talking
discs,
about.
yes.
Floppy discs. And
cover the screen with floppy discs.
Not the little guys, the bigger ones. I had a million of them that had games on them. And I would load them into this ginormous disk drive, and then I had to type these secret codes and stuff to make these things even launch. And these were just like, they were fun for the time.
I'm so young for this.
Yeah, this was like old school gaming. But since then, I've never not had a computer since I was 8 years old. So I always upgrade.
Actually, the first video game I remember playing on a computer, which was actually an IBM, was Carmen Sandiego.
Oh,
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? And I remember it was 4 floppy disks, but of the little ones, in order to load the entire game.
Yeah, you had to load them all.
And at the moment, you would get to a mission and they'll be like the screen would go gray and be like a little sign on the front that said, insert disk 2, or diskette 2. I'm like, oh shit. And you have to go and find the diskette,
Now, did you play this in school or at home?
At home.
Because I did Carmen Sandiego, but in school. I never played that one at home.
We were so into it. No, me and my brothers, I have 2 older brothers, and we were so into it back when we were little.
One of my favorites was called Blue Max, and you were a little plane, like a biplane, and you had to fly over like farms and stuff and bomb things. I can't imagine being engaged by it now because of where we've gone, but at the time it was amazing. It was like the best thing ever. It was like you're flying and bombing stuff. Whoa.
Have you ever played Jackrabbit?
No, I don't think so.
I was, I think, 8 years old when this came out. Really cool game.
Never saw that one.
Please search it. It's amazing. You were this green rabbit that jumps around and kind of like, you know how in Sonic you just go through worlds?
Yeah.
Well, after that, actually prior to that, I played Sonic and the Ninja Turtles.
Sure.
In Sega. Did you ever have Sega?
I don't remember if we owned one or not. I played Sega. I just can't remember if I had one.
I loved Sega. It was such a good game.
I remember the Turtles game though. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was awesome. The game that I liked then and I still continue to like today is World of Warcraft.
Well, yeah, I got into it when it first came out. I must have devoted years of my life to that game.
Yeah, me too.
Then I got over it and I just kind of stopped playing.
It just became so overpopulated by users that it lost its magic, I think.
Yeah, and plus as an MMO, it's something you're playing with a bunch of people. There's no ending to the game. It's like TV shows that don't ever stop. Like they need to end, but they just don't. It's the same thing with MMOs. There's no end, so you're just doing the same thing.
Well, but they come in with new maps and new worlds, and now they have the little card game for it, that if you're really good at the card game, you get pets for the World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. I enjoy the cross interaction of it. Are you into zombie games?
I've played a few zombie games, but I really suck at shooters. I don't know what it is. I love them, but
I suck. What about Code Veronica? That was more of a strategy than...
Which one?
Code Veronica? Resident Evil?
Resident
Veronica?
Evil. Yeah, I played
it was from PlayStation 2.
Don't remember it.
No? Oh my god, that was such a great game. Such a great game. Like, it was so creepy.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
creepy.
I like the creepy ones. I like the ones that scare the hell out of you. Like, it was
squeaking sounds.
it was Resident Evil. I think there's this
Yeah.
one scene where you're coming down this hallway in a house, and the windows like break, and these dogs or something come in. I think that's
Yeah,
like,
isn't that cool, Veronica?
scares the hell out of you. It might have. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's
cool.
called Veronica. That's
It's like a
such
swirl
good
in
game.
there.
Such a good game.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I
when you're
think
sitting
that-
there and you get the
yeah.
shit scared out of you, it's like it's something fun about that. Not everyone's into it.
You know, because you get engaged into the game, you go into
No.
it, you know? So it's like you're not just like sitting in your living room playing a racing game. It's like you're actually in a storyline. You're actually, you know, like you're feeling what the character in the game is feeling. That's
Yeah.
what I like about video games.
Yeah, they're engaging. It's a
So,
good way to escape the
What
real
will
world.
be your favorite game today?
Today, that's a good question because there's been some great games that came out recently. I have really loved playing the Witcher series of games.
Yes.
And Witcher 3, which
Such a
came
good
out,
one.
I think, 2015, last year.
Last year.
I mean, it's just fantastic. It's a
fantastic.
great
It's
game.
probably the best
Yeah.
game in the last like 10 years.
It's,
Not
it's
10,
probably my
but
favorite game.
7.
Yeah, between story and
Yeah.
graphics and, I mean, everything is there. I think it's great.
Yeah, the
Playable.
gameplay, everything.
Yeah.
And
Agreed.
I like a lot the Oblivion, Skyrim.
Those are fun, yeah. And they're
super
beautiful,
fun.
beautiful
They're
games.
Beautiful games. You have so many worlds, like weather changes, like everything about them are just.
Yeah, I started playing
amazing.
those, many years ago with the first. No, actually, it wasn't the first. It was the third Elder Scrolls. I didn't do the first two.
What was the first one?
I don't remember the third one. What I started playing was called Morrowind.
I
But there
never
was a
played
number
that
2 and a
one.
number 1.
I started on Oblivion.
It was fun. I mean, it's the same kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but of course, it's very interesting to see how much better the graphics, the gameplay,
Yeah.
pretty much it's become. It's like an evolution almost. And I'd say, like looking back, like the timeline from when
Yeah,
I was 8 years
I
old to what's
know.
there now, it's night and day.
It's amazing how far they've gone. And also since we're talking about Skyrim, for all you Skyrim fans and Elder Scrolls fans, they're actually making right now, you were mentioning the other day, a new version of Skyrim with like better graphics and all that. And I don't know how much better they can actually get. Like
Well,
I'm very intrigued by it.
I'll tell you, I mean, when you look at like Witcher 3 and Fallout
Yeah,
4,
yeah.
it's a little crisper, a lot crisper.
Fallout,
you know?
let's go into that.
Yeah, Fallout's fun. I love that series of games.
Those
It's
are great.
and it's the same company that does Oblivion and Skyrim. They're amazing. As a matter of fact, and they're very similar in terms of looking like totally different look, from but same gameplay, same kind of game mechanics, that kind of stuff.
The Fallout though is like kind of like a futuristic 1920s type thing.
No, it's like almost like a 1950s. It's a really interesting world. Like they've basically made a world that is its own. It's almost as if what people thought the future was going to look like in 1950. That's what they made the future look like. So in other words, like weird looking furniture and cars that look like 1950s, but you are in the future. And of course there's a nuclear Armageddon and a couple people cling on to life, and in the games you play somebody who's in that world. So the whole world is messed up, everything's gone, there's only so many people, a lot of them are bad guys, so it's that kind of post-apocalyptic. That's what it is.
I love the post-apocalyptic stuff.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a cool series, and their soundtracks are great. The soundtracks for the games are really
Yeah,
really
I need to get the new one. That's That's the next game I'm gonna get into. The Fallout. What is it? Fallout 3?
Yeah, Fallout 3 was a couple years back. Then they did Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, that
and
one's
then
the
they
one that's
released
it.
Fallout 4. Well, that's the most recent one.
Okay, I'm gonna get. Which one should I get? The Vegas or 4?
Ooh, I love Vegas. It's
All right.
fantastic.
I'm gonna
4
get
is
Vegas,
good.
and if anything, I'll just
Yeah, nothing's wrong. Play Vegas first. and
elevate
play.
into 4.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
cool.
That's
So
probably your best.
tell us what your favorite video game is, and we are dying to find out. And if you have any other nerd comments about it too, please let us know. Make sure to subscribe, follow, and share. Thank you so much, guys. See you next week. I don't know why I say that every time.
I don't know.
See you later.
Is it even a week?
I have no idea.
Whatever. Next time.
Next time.
The Miami Spill is filmed at ACT Productions, a full-service production company that has been managing global events for more than 30 years.
The Sprite that was like kind of.
Wait.
It seemed like it had a lot more lemon.
This is totally Crush.
I think it's Squirt.
Yeah, this is definitely Crush. It's flat. I can smell it. Yeah, this is Crush.
Squirt. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, I got my next one, Val.
I didn't. Where did I get it from?
Hold on, he's bringing it. Oh God, this is like
Pepsi.
Oh,
This is definitely Pepsi.
this is like that. This is Squirt.
This is Pepsi.
No, wait, hold on.
I know already.
Oh no, this is Pepsi. Yeah, this is definitely Pepsi.
Okay.
Oh, this is
I
7.
didn't know yet.
And the dream meant that you were gonna be pregnant.
Yeah, like, and then I searched it and it's like, oh, you're pregnant. I'm like, oh, hell no. And whatever, like another week went by and I was like, keep having this stupid dream and, you know, all the other factors. So, and yeah, it turns out I was pregnant.
I had a dream once that I was like, my whole body was on fire.
Did you feel burned?
Like, I didn't feel the burn though. I was just
Feel
like,
the burn, no.
I was just like on fire, but like cool and collected.